short circuit path. That will make this path a short circuit path, so very heavy amount of current will flow through this path. Okay, that is the reason you have to understand. And how the coupling of flux takes place is explained by these four steps. The very first thing you see here, I'm going to give an AC voltage to the primary. And AC, you know, it is alternating. So for the positive half, this will be the polarity. For negative half, the polarity is going to reverse. Okay. So the polarity across the winding will reverse for every half cycle. That is the meaning of AC, correct? So when I'm going to give an AC supply to the primary, you are going to have an alternating flux developed across the primary winding, which is also going to have the same polarity as the input supply. For when the input is positive during the positive half cycle, the upper portion will be positive, lower portion will be negative, and it is going to reverse during the next half cycle. So step one is, see here, an electric current produces a magnetic field because of the electromagnetic effect. So I am giving voltage only, but because of the reactance of the coil, you are going to have an AC current flowing. When an AC current is going to flow through a coil, you will have this magnetic field created. Okay, that is because of electromagnetism. This happens even in a wire, right? That even in a simple wire, if a current is going to flow, you are going to have magnetic field created around the wire. Assume this is your wire. If a current is going to flow through this wire, you will have magnetic flux created around this wire. This happens even in a simple wire. Same thing is happening here because you have a winding here. Assume that this winding is just like the wire which is in this form. A straight, instead of having a straight wire, I'm going to have this wire in a spiral form. So the first step is production of magnetic field because of electromagnetic effect. And that magnetic field is also AC in nature because the input voltage is AC. Naturally, AC voltage produces AC current. AC current produces AC magnetic field. Okay. Second step. So because of the magnetic flux, magnetic field is changing with polarity for every half cycle, it is going to induce an EMF across the coil. Okay, so this is Faraday's law of electromagnetism. So when since you are going to have a magnetic flux generated across this coil, you will be having an EMF, and that EMF is always going to oppose your source. So you are supplying V1, and the EMF is going to be E1, and this E1 will oppose your V1. So effectively, what is the voltage going inside your transformer? Can anybody say that? Effectively, what goes inside your transformer? I supply V1 and I get E1 because of induction, and this E1 is always opposing this V1. So effectively, what
V1
goes
minus
inside this transformer? It is V1
minus E1.
minus E1. Yes. Yes, V1 minus E1. And this E1 is because of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, which says that whenever you are going to have an alternating magnetic field, that is going to induce an EMF in the coil, and that EMF is always going to oppose the source. So the source which creates the EMF is going to be V1. So it is always going to oppose the source. So that E1 will always be in opposite direction as your source. So second point is electromagnetic induction. The first point, because of AC voltage, I get AC current, and that AC current produces an AC magnetic field around the coil. Second is continuation of that AC magnetic field is going to induce an EMF in the coil, which is going to oppose your source. So the induced EMF is given by E1, and that is going to oppose your source V1. So the effective voltage available across the primary is V1 minus E1. Third one, and this change in current in primary, it's going to create a change in magnetic field, and this is going to be, you are going to use this core now only. So since the flux is going to be alternating, you will have magnetic lines of force traveling in this core. So initially, when the polarity is like this, plus minus, okay, initially when the polarity is plus minus for positive half cycle, the flux will be flowing like this. When the polarity is going to change minus plus, the flux will be returning to the primary. So same as how the polarity is changing in the primary, the polarity is changing in the secondary also. Okay, so when the primary is plus minus, the magnetic flux, the magnetic lines of force called as flux will travel from primary to secondary. You know that we have always represented the current entering direction is plus, leaving direction is minus. Same thing here. The current is entering the primary, so it is plus minus. During the second half, when you are going to have the primary is going to be negative at the top, positive at the bottom, you will have current returning from the secondary. So current is going to flow in this direction. So this completes a loop, and this loop is actually invisible to you. It is all magnetic lines of force you cannot see. They're all imaginary lines, which is for our understanding, but actually they represent the transfer of electric charge from one point to another point. Here, everything happens through this core. That's why I said the core has to be a highly ferromagnetic material to ensure that the flux is going to travel from primary to secondary, and it is going to link the voltages. Okay, that is the third point. So this flux will induce an voltage in the secondary. Because of this magnetic flux is traveling through the core from primary to secondary. As the flux reaches your secondary, because of electromagnetic induction, this flux is going to induce an EMF. The same way, how did we say in the third point? Because of changing magnetic field, we are going to have induction, EMF. Same way, because of changing magnetic field, we are going to have secondary also. Okay, that is our third point. So because of changing current in primary circuit creates a changing magnetic field and induces an voltage in the secondary. And this third point is the pure action of your core. Because I told you the core is a ferromagnetic material which will aid in the traveling of flux from primary to your secondary. So now you see there is energy transfer happening between primary to secondary. And now because of this induced EMF, a current flows in the secondary supplying current to your load. So E2 is the induced EMF for the secondary. Because of the induced EMF, secondary current I2 is going to flow, supplying the necessary current to your load. So even without connecting your primary and secondary, they're electrically isolated. But just because of induction, I am going to transfer the electrical energy from one side of the network to another side of the network. That black box, which is going to help me in transferring the energy, is going to be called as your transformer. If things clear, you can ask your queries if you are not clear with the operation. You have to be very clear with the operation of transformer. How actually step by step, if you remember, it's going to be very, very simple. How the actual energy transfer takes place from primary to secondary. Any doubts so far?